Some years ago, I heard this cute little story about a Texan, a sheriff who had gone into Mexico to look for a criminal who'd been plundering their banks. The criminal's name was Jose Rivera. So this sheriff from Texas with a huge girth about him went into Mexico, and he was going from village to village and town to town, and arrived in this bar room, and he looked at the bartender and said, "I hear Jose Rivera hangs around these parts. I am looking for the bandit Jose Rivera." And the bartender gradually raised his eyes and he said, "See the man at the corner table there?" Sheriff says, "Yes." He said, "That's Jose Rivera. That's the man you're looking for. But I want to tell you, he doesn't speak English." So the sheriff said, "Well, you do. Why don't you interpret for me?" So they walked over to the corner, and the sheriff looked at him and said, "Are you Jose Rivera?" And the interpreter looked at the man and says, "He wants to know if you're Jose Rivera." Jose Rivera says, "Tell him, yes, what about it?" So he looks at the sheriff and says, Jose Rivera says, "Yes, what about it?" The sheriff says, "Tell him that I need to know where every penny is from all these banks he's robbed, where he put it away. I want to find out where he's got them stashed, and if he doesn't tell me where it is and I don't get it back, I'm going to shoot to kill." So he looks at Jose Rivera, says, "The sheriff here says he needs every penny back. He wants to know where you've stashed all this money away, where you've put it away, and if you don't tell him where it is, he's going to shoot to kill." So Jose Rivera pauses and says, "Okay, tell him to step out of this bar, make a left turn, go for about 100 yards. He'll see a well. Right next to that well, he'll see a gigantic tree. Towards the portion of the well from the tree, if he digs a hole about 3 feet deep, there's an encasement built out of concrete. All the bags of money are right there. Tell him he can get it and to take it and to leave me alone." So the interpreter looks at the sheriff and says, Jose Rivera says, Jose Rivera says, "Go ahead and shoot." Now, why do I not need to interpret that story for you? At least for most of you. Probably get it. Because you see, when the truth does not serve your purposes, all of a sudden, truth doesn't matter.